about your sister and about how a gun was obtained. But I was hoping to tell you a little bit more about the organization and the work that we do to help prevent gun violence, what our plans are in Oregon, and see if you would be interested in telling me a little bit more about Jessie, if you feel comfortable, and how you get involved if you'd like to.
Sure, yeah, I mean, I'll hear what you guys are planning on doing, seeing how I go from there.
Can you hear me okay? Because you're kind of breaking up.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. So, the organization, we were formed in 2006, and ever since then we've been working with family members of victims and survivors of gun violence. And we basically do everything that we can to elevate the stories of individuals who've been personally affected by gun violence so that more Americans can understand why they need to strengthen our gun laws. And the organization's position is really that we support the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, but we just believe that guns should stay out of the hands of dangerous people like domestic abusers, convicted felons, people who are seriously adjudicated mentally ill. And so that's sort of like our policy background, and the main thing that we work on doing is passing background check bills. And actually in Oregon, we're going to be working to pass a background check bill, because right now you can still go to a gun show, or excuse me, you can go online and buy a gun without a background check. So we want to close that loophole and make sure that everybody who buys a gun has to go through a background check. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
Yeah, I have.
You have? Okay. Yeah. So we're working really, really hard to do that. About 17 other states around the country have passed similar laws. So we would like to do that in Oregon, because we know there's a direct correlation with closing that loophole and reducing deaths from gun violence, especially from domestic abuse. So it's really a priority for the organization. So if you were interested, I know that you've spoken out about Jessie before. I read some articles where you spoke about her really beautifully. And I don't know if you would be interested in doing different things, and you wouldn't have to share your story if you didn't feel comfortable, but maybe coming out to some of these events and meeting some folks, and maybe down the line, if you felt comfortable doing so, sharing your story so other people would understand why we need to strengthen our gun laws.
Who's sponsoring all the background checks that you guys are doing this year?
Sorry, say that again?
So who's sponsoring the background checks that you guys are pushing this year?
When?
No, who?
Who?
Yeah.
Who sponsors the bill?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. That's not my real house. I'm going to ask my colleague.
My camera's recording.
It's Floyd Prosansky.
Okay.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's the sponsor of the bill, and I can connect you with someone on the legislative team if you want to know more about the progress of the bill and the sponsors and that type of thing. We'll get you any information you'd like about the bill itself. Do you have more questions about the bill or anything that I can answer for you?
Not really. I'm pretty versed about the bill, and I'm actually very against it. I'm very pro-gun, as is Jessie, so I would really hope that you guys don't use her story for anything.
Okay.
Because the only thing that would have saved her was a gun. Because Josh was in the position multiple times where he almost killed her without one, and gun laws and background checks are not going to stop people from getting guns. They're not going to stop bad guys who are determined to go out and kill someone. It's not going to stop them because they're obviously not following the law already. So all it's going to do is hinder law-abiding citizens. That, like, it would make me a felon. I have a gun that it was a gift, and I didn't go through a background check to get it. I'm not going to go shoot up anybody. And it would hinder people like me that are law-abiding citizens. It would turn me into a felon. And I am not a felon. Jessie was not a felon. And she could have gotten a gun. She chose not to because she was scared of Josh. It obviously didn't do any good because he is a felon. He doesn't follow the laws. He got his hands on guns anyways, and felons will always have guns, and so you will only be hindering law-abiding citizens and keep them from protecting themselves because they are going to end up being the only ones without guns. And I can pull my gun on a bad guy much faster than a cop can get to my house. And so I would much rather be able to protect myself and my son and my family without having to wait and hide in a closet behind locked doors that can be broken down.
Okay. Well, I understand your position. We as artists feel differently, but we totally respect your...
And I understand you guys feel a lot differently, but there's also... I know you guys want to keep people safe, and I can respect that, but I think you're doing it wrong, as more people are killed with cars than they are with guns, so maybe you should go after background check for driver's licenses and cars. That would probably do you guys a lot better in saving lives, because there's a lot more idiots driving than have guns.